Hey friend, welcome to my YouTube channel of Lazy Dirt Wildflower Farm, where I share easy tips to grow your own habitat garden right in your own backyard. I'm sharing this video today because I just absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite videos that I captured quite accidentally one day walking through the garden. I was taking a video about doing a little thing because I had to cancel attending a farmer's market. And as I came around the corner of my deck, there was this hummingbird enjoying the bounty of what I affectionately call my purple coneflower hedge. Yes, it's a hedge of purple coneflowers. This bed started in 2015. It was one of the very first garden beds I did without a clue of what I was doing. It's evolved over the years. But the very first thing for a long time to be in there all by itself, before I knew anything about native plants, was Echinacea purpurea, purple coneflowers. They're kind of like a gateway into native plants and habitat gardening, like monarchs. Anyway, so I came around the corner and there was this hummingbird enjoying all the beauty and the food of the purple coneflower hedge. It's about 4 feet wide, 10 feet long now, because I've slowly divided the mother plant into other plants along and slowly filled in the space. There's all sorts of plants growing in there as well. There's false sunflowers, lance leaf coreopsis. I put in some clustered mountain mint and some lavender to keep the deer away. And nearby, about 10 feet away, is a serviceberry shrub. But it's not just about the plants that I put here that lured this hummingbird. It is the fact that there's insects. Look at all these bees there. There's even little white, what I call spider crabs. I know that's not what they're called, but that's what I call those people. They are living underneath the coneflowers and they are eating the bees. That's one of the things I've learned. But the hummingbird also eats them, as well as bees. So it is it's become its own little micro community there. It's a guild of native plants that work together to grow and feed and shelter insects, pollinators, and by the way, make me smile. Now it gets to make you smile. Anyway, it's not just the plants that I planted there or how I planted them. It's the fact that I don't use pesticides. I don't use herbicides. And I don't clean up this garden. In fact, I don't clean up any of my gardens. Back in 2018, I stopped, 3 years after I started this garden, I stopped mowing my lawn. I now mow paths through the yard. I have about 4 acres here in Mexico, New York. I stopped mowing my lawn. My kids were grown. There was no need for a go-kart track, a 4 acre go-kart track through the woods. Um, I have plenty of room for kids to still play badminton after all these years. But I have a path now, and I let Mother Nature kind of take in the edges with beautiful goldenrod, calico asters, New England asters, yarrow. She's kind of, moved in the edges. And the paths go throughout the whole farm now. And so, anyway, in 2018, I started growing more native plants because I saw the difference. And the biggest difference was that not mowing. I only mow in June, July, and August. Then in September, I stopped mowing. I let Mother Nature give everybody a rest. Um, I let the leaves fall where they may. And in return, I get this beautiful carpet of gold and red that's just astonishing. And then in the summer, I get more fireflies. I have so many fireflies here, friends. And when I have parties, I have to have cupcake liners for people to cover up their drinks with because you're literally having to gently swash away the fireflies sometimes. It's absolutely astonishing the change that has brought. Those simple things. And I think that some marketing folks, they push that this is really complicated. It's not. You can start where you are. You can start your own habitat garden, even if it's just 5 feet of space next to your back door, even if it's just some containers on your porch steps. It brings you joy and it brings food and shelter for pollinators. There's documentaries about how a patio in New York City filled with native plants has pollinators and birds have it. So you can start wherever you are. It does not have to be complicated. Plant native plants in the right place, in the right native plant in the right place. If a native plant like cardinal flower, for instance, wants wet soil, plant it in a space where it's going to have wet soil and the full sun it needs, and it will thrive. Plants just want to live. They want to live. And pollinators want them all over. The more the merrier in this case, especially of the same species. That's one of the successes of this one garden, is that there's so much purple coneflower mixed with other big patches of drifts, if you will, of you can see the false sunflower there in the background. That is actually 5 plants I planted as quartz. It's absolutely beautiful. So I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tips as I grow this farm from scratch with lots of moxie and inspiration from nature. Thanks for watching, and keep watching those flowers.